Good wee day up here between Loch and Pool down on the sea lochs. Doing a couple of these wee small ones here. The wee 300-400 metre summits, they're no big, they're half the size of normal, but they're brilliant. They're easy. They're not easy, they're rocky. You've got to climb and scramble, but you get up them. And they're good. They're a good wee stretch. Good for the good for the fitness. And you don't need a lot of kit. A couple of gel sashes. And away you go. Because it's a short trip. Anyway, I'm heading back to base. It's going to be dark in about an hour, 40 minutes. Beautiful, I've seen all sorts today. Followed an otter, couldn't get it, just in and out the water, in and out the water. It was smarter than me. Golden eagles, crossbills, merlin. What else did I see? A few deer. I'm heading kinda there. Right there I'm going. It's a beautiful day, it's so still, so calm. Amazing weather. And I'm going to go and get some bits and bobs. I need a few bits of basics. Literally living in beans and porridge 3 times a day, so might treat myself to something tonight. Wee bit of a drive to find somewhere. Wee bit of a walk and a hike. But we don't mind a drive. Autopilot. Yeah, I was up there earlier. Doesn't look much from here, but I think it's about 450 metres. So it is actually quite a hike. Again, basics. You only need the basics. Gel sashes, bit of chocolate, have some oats before you go, get well hydrated, have a Lucozade Sport or something, and that really does you for these kind of short ones. It's the opposite of going up the proper Monroe's 800-900 metres. Yeah, you go prepared then, proper kit. I've got it kind of almost down to a fine art. I've got the calories, what you need, and the kit. Backpack, day sack, warmers kit, dry kit, you know. Little medical pack, just in case. Probably know yourself you're going to be treating it, more than likely be somebody else you're treating. Some people fall and cut themselves, don't they? They hurt themselves. Painkillers, you maybe meet somebody that's gave themselves a right knock. I carry some strong stuff, brufen, stuff like that. It's not for me, it's for somebody else. I'm actually not a fan of taking painkillers. Don't like them in my stomach. Keep looking up, you might notice I'm actually looking to see where these golden eagles are. There's a pair of golden eagles and they're hunting. That you can't mistake them. You can't mistake them for buzzards or ravens or any other bird. They're 5 times the size of buzzards. They've got an 8-foot wingspan, and if it's sea eagles you're looking at, they can have a 9-foot wingspan. Different kind of wing pattern. The golden eagles have got a wing bar on the top. And you just can't mistake them for buzzards, they're too big. They're massive. I've seen them on white hares, I've seen them on lambs. If they're really hungry they'll attack sheep. They are scavengers, they don't want to go swooping around and wasting energy. They're looking for roadkill and scavengers, but they'll take whatever they need to take. They're big birds. There's footage of them attacking roe deer and young red deer, so they're capable. And they've got the foot pressure to crush and hold onto these animals. They'll literally knock them off a cliff to injure them. That's their opportunity, they know exactly how to do it. That's an interesting watch. And it's just wild, it's wildlife, it's nature. No point getting hung up about it. That's how they survive, that's how they've been here longer than us. But it's a really calm, still day. This is fairly sheltered. There's not really any sound at all. I can hear that stream 50, 60 metres away. That's how quiet it is. Amazing. It's been an interesting day. I've got a couple of locations to go back to. I'm going to try and get some footage of that otter. I had a good look. It's a well used area. Find a lot of scat and stuff like that from it. So it's living there, and it's hunting and feeding, and that's its habitat. So there's a good chance I'll get images, I'll get some footage of it, which would be ideal. Wild otters, you won't find them by persistent searching. You'll bump into them when you're least expecting it. And that's what happened earlier. Phone was zipped away in my pocket. Boom, there he was. But he went into this really deep stream and they just vanished. They're amazing at evading you. That's what they do best. In fact, most people that are out there probably walk by otters a lot more than they know, and they just don't see them. Because they're apex predators, they're super intelligent, they're very, very aware of their surroundings. You get an odd one that's used to seeing people, they'll happily eat a fish right next to you. I've had otters pretty much taken food out of my hand in the past. But they're beautiful animals when they're in the right habitat. I don't agree with the rescue otters being re-released. I don't think it does them any favours. They should be kept in captivity if they've been brought up in captivity. It's only fair to them because they end up starving. They don't know how to hunt. I don't like to see starving wildlife. It's debatable, everybody's got an opinion. That's just mine. It's going to get dark shortly. Lovely wee loch there. That's the water I used basically earlier, well, for my breakfast and stuff. And it's better than the stuff out the bottle. You might know, people are weird. See if it's fast flowing and if it's coming down off a mountain and it's filtering through millions of stones, well then it's drinking water. It's snow melt, what else could it be? You get me? What else could it possibly be? How can it be polluted? I understand, I know at time there might be a dead sheep or something in the water, but you know, kinda know. Anyway, I've never had a bad stomach ever. Drank water all over Scotland. It's just another, especially this time of year, it's freezing cold, and it's a common misconception with folk who haven't actually spent any time in the wilderness. Don't know any better. It's not their fault, they just don't know any better. I've spent my life in the wild. So you kinda get a good idea of what's what you can and can't do and what you can and can't drink. There's no point carrying 2.5, 3 litre bottles of water up a mountain, you know, that's nearly a kilogram of weight. When the water's there all along, it's usually always next to you. Look at that. That's looking towards Loch, and up to the right is Torridon, and over that way is Poolew and the sea lochs. This is the Western Highlands. Beautiful. It's truly wild. And the original Scots pine forests are making a comeback because they're all getting replanted. Here they're here. They're replanting them all over, because even as little ago as 60 years ago, Loch Maree and all the shores surrounding Loch Maree were actually heavily populated with iron smelters, and they cut all the trees down. Forests that were 10,000 years old for the last ice ages, they cut them down because, this is going to sound insane, they needed the wood. You'll be surprised what for. They needed it for ammunition boxes for the World War, Second World War, First and Second World War. That's how much ammunition was used, that they cut down entire, you know, 100, 200, 300, 400 metre square forests all over Scotland. The Highlands were never barren like they are now. They were entirely covered with forest. The original forest, the wild forest, and it was all cut down, and most of it was used for burning the furnaces to make the smelters work, for smelting, you know, for iron ore and stuff like that. And the wood was used for also for the ammo boxes. So it just goes to show you that during those wars, how much ammunition was spent. And if you look back today, you'll be like, yeah, and what was it all for? You know, in my opinion, most people wouldn't probably like my opinion. It's not really, I don't think anything was achieved by it, which is really sad considering the loss of life, you know. Anyway, that's a long time ago. You might see a ridge. Nah, it's a little bit. I was going to, it's up there, it looks amazing, but the phone's not really picking it up, the camera's not powerful enough. Anyway, I'm kind of back to where I started, so that was a good wee burn. Nothing too crazy, I wasn't up too high. I'm going to cross this lovely wee bridge here. Aye, that's what the forests were cut down for. And now over on the other side, like below Sleoch, on the far side of the Loch Maree, there's literally no population now, there's nobody lives there at all. You'll see an odd hotel or an odd single dwelling, but honestly 60, 70, 80, 100 years ago it was heavily populated, it was densely populated with people, kids, there would have been schools, there would have been all sorts of settlements. There is old ruins, you can find them. There's a couple of trucks transporting sea freight containers. But aye, it's all gone now, because there's no longer a need for it, because we just put in a purchase order now and buy our steel from China. And that's another story for another day. There you go. Anyway, I'm going that way. And I've got a fair old trek ahead of me to find a bit of civilization, and I might just treat myself to a bag of chips. There you go guys, enjoy your evening.